You're welcome back. This is Newsfile, your most authoritative news analysis platform. And here on Newsfile, we put Ghana first. So now let's talk about the permanent fix that has been expected and is taking decades. You heard the man whose property is affected. He says when he was young, it was 1,000+ meters away. The sea was 1,000+ meters away from their home. Today, it is only 30 meters, to their home. We still continue to invite you to put in some donations. Use the platforms that we have announced to reach out. It could be clothing, it could be mattresses, and please let's be one another's keeper. Samuel Okudzeto Blackwell had issued this statement and said that a delegation of the Volta caucus in Parliament has been visiting victims of the destructive tidal waves and also making initial cash donations ahead of the visit of former President John Mahama today. The engagements on the day we commemorate the first anniversary of the passing of Chairman Rawlings is most instructive because his legacy is that of empathy, care for the distressed, personal touch, and affection, empowerment, solidarity, and probity. Okay, so they are making cash donations and ensuring, like Jifa Gomashe said earlier, the people need, clothing, they need hot meals. Please remember the phone line or the number to call towards the Volta Tidal Wave Relief Fund. Volta Tidal Wave Relief Fund is 020 90 62 388. 020 90 62 388. Call them and they would give you guidance as to how the relief, the support you want to give can reach them. Thank you very much. Now let's get to the bigger issue. Now start with you, Edudzi.
I think that there's something quick that I need to point out. You see, the issue about economic activities within the area, we also need to look at it. As we speak, you are aware that it's been over a year that we've basically closed the Aflao borders. The kind of economic activity that particular border engenders, that's where a lot of the people rely on for their economic activities. So I'll plead with those with the benefit of power to look at lessening the conditions within the area by opening up the borders again. We have used COVID as an issue why the borders have been closed. It does appear that there's a lot of information on COVID and how we are able to minimize its impact for now. And so that should be enough basis for us. But that said, if you look at the tragedy of, if you look at how events have, happened over the period, and you rightly pointed out the 1960, poem by Professor Nyidevu in that particular area, and how the sea had basically stolen the lands from my people. And the challenge in all of this is that with the benefit of technology and greater learning, we've come to the point that we believe that with sea defense projects, we are able to, as it were, stand the shock that comes from the sea or the waves. Now, previous administrations, starting from Jerry Rawlings' time, have been putting up sea defense projects. Once another administration comes, it takes over, either complete or extend. Now, if you look, the most recent conversation about sea defense project within that area is the one that was awarded in 2015 to Amandi, company. The current administration took over the project and ensured its completion up to 2019. Our prayer is that the path left right to Aflao ought to start ASAP. 2019, 2020, 2021, there had not been any budgetary allocation for that project. I strongly believe that we can put a permanent fix to the challenges that our people are going through. You also need to look at the problem relative to the immediate needs of the people. And to this extent, I need to commend multimedia greatly for their intervention, the short codes. Even if it's 100 Ghana cedis that people are putting in, ultimately we'll be able to accumulate something for mattresses, food items for the people, at least for their immediate needs, whilst we begin to look for permanent fix. Because it's obvious that even if you are going to, do a sea defense project now, it is going to take another 2, 3, 4 years in order to complete it. But within the current arrangement, the people should have something. Now, there had been also this conversation that they were going to relocate the people and build some shelters for them elsewhere. That promise was made almost around March this year. We are in November. There had not been anything significant on the grounds to suggest that government intends to roll out this intervention to the people. So in terms of the immediate needs of the people, beyond the quick fix intervention from NADMO, there's nothing you can, ascribe permanency to as we speak today. And I think that government officials need to be a bit more proactive. I was expecting, and rightly so, that at least the president, together with the Minister for Works and Housing, or maybe the Environment, would have at least just spent 30 minutes in that area, look at the extent of the challenge, and look at how we can fashion out a complete
But NADMO has been there, and you will agree that national security will also be involved, and they will feed back to the president and the minister.
You see, Senior Sam said, the presence of the president is different from having national security details providing that kind of information. Even at the level of, empathy, I mean, your presence alone shows that you're going to be a bit more proactive. Now, when the president comes and gives direct instruction to ministers, it carries a lot of weight than national security briefings. And so I would have expected that he did that before going for the week leave. But that said,
it's possible his schedules would not have allowed that, and this is a program that
is what I'm
would
saying.
have been arranged long before.
You see, that is why I'm saying that sometimes it's just 30 minutes. That's how much time you need to just empathize with the people. And it creates a more lasting impression relative to what challenge they are going through.
But that's not also the same, the lack of that is not the same as neglect.
I wouldn't want to suggest that, but the optics is very important.
Okay. The optics normally very, very important for the politicians,
Oh, no. Even for the people.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much.